Hey there, Tad Arger from Marketing for Hippies, little late night video. I had a puttering session with a client the other day, and they said something I hear a lot from clients, and I liked my response. I wanted to share it with you. It's the fairly typical thing I hear when people imagine they're being clear about their niche, and they say, "I want to deal with people who are ready to do the real work, who are ready to take responsibility, who aren't looking for a quick fix." And that sounds, I don't know, helpful, but it's not. Really, you want to deal with people who aren't looking for the quick fix? Everyone's looking for the quick fix. And what do we even mean by quick fix? How are you defining quick fix? It's so vague that it's not particularly useful. So what I said back to him is that, well, I asked him to define it. I said, how many hours do you think it would really take? And he said, well, we tend to do, let's say 30 hours of sessions. I said, okay, but is there anything outside? Do you give any homework? Is there any journaling? Is there any meditation practice you give to help people? He was a couples counselor, couples therapist, and so are there exercises you have them do? Is there any kind of homework at all? I said, well, yes, there is. And what he came down to, I had him do some quick math, and he realized it was about 100 hours. That if a couple was going to come to him and they were really struggling, it was going to be 100 hours each of their time. Yeah. So 100 hours. I said, and over how long? If they said, yeah, 100 hours, I could commit to that over the next decade. So 10 hours a year. Would you be okay with that? And he said, no, I really wouldn't be. I said, 5 years. So that's at 2 years. What? And it turned out 1 year was the maximum. So that suddenly becomes a very useful piece of criteria in terms of determining, is it a fit? Because if you would say to somebody, look, I don't want to work with you if you're looking for a quick fix, it's too general to answer. It's too unclear to answer. But if you said, okay, if you want to work with me, I need to know that within the next year, you're willing to commit 100 hours. That works out to, what does that work out to? 1 hour every 4 days, basically, or every 3 days, that's an hour. So that's 2.5 hours a week that you're going to have to, so you can start to break it down. I say, if you're not willing to absolutely commit to that, at least that, probably more. You could be done in half a year if it's 5 hours a week, but this is going to take some investment. If you're not into that, then, don't waste my time. I guess it wouldn't be 5 hours. Well, you get the idea. You can break down the math for them. And suddenly it's clear. Suddenly it's a very lucid and concrete metric that people can use to see if they're a fit. So instead of saying, are you really willing to take responsibility? Are you really not just looking for a quick fix? Tell them what exactly you mean by that. Define it. How many hours, over what period of time, and in what format? Is this live? Is this over the phone? Is this in workshops? Tell them what you would need from them, what their side of the bargain is. You can say, here's my side of the bargain. I'll do my work. You come to the sessions, I'll show up. I'll be sober. I'll be lucid, and I'll be, slept well, and I'll bring my A game. But so that's my side. Of course, I'll do my side. But here's what I expect from you. This is your side of the bargain. That's a much more useful way of approaching it. So I imagine you don't want quick fix either. You don't want people who are just jonesing after the give me the solution, without doing the work. But what is the work? So that's the homework I'd give you from this video is, can you define exactly, specifically what the work is that you need people to do in order for you to do your best work, and in order for you to feel comfortable guaranteeing anything, even in the neighborhood of guaranteeing results. So hopefully that's useful. If you have any questions, of course, put them in your comments below. I'd be curious to actually hear if any of you wanted to share what you came up with of what it would take for people to really get the result that they came for. Yeah, I'd be really interested to see. That's it. Thanks.